All right, I went a little bit over in the last one, in my first one. So I'm gonna go back on my train of thought that I've just gone on because I have to cut them in 10 minutes, spots. Basically, what I was talking about here had to do with ethical relativism and the fact that, and because of these Berdache or something, like I don't pronounce French at all, but these people were in certain American Indian tribes who would become men, women, and would take on the dress and the take on the roles of women because of lacking sexual endowment or something like that, some sort of issue, and and I was talking about how even though even if even if there was that, this is in that society, that's normal, that's socially approved. But even in this society, in today's American society, it doesn't matter whatever the man's problems were, no matter how severe, this would never ever be approved of. Now I'm not, and I was talking about when I cut the video, that this is not exactly talking about a transvestite, and even further, transvestites are not socially approved. I mean, it's sort of glossed over, I would say. People. I mean, it's not common and it's not exactly socially approved all the time just to be, a he, she, or something like that. It's not, because people in today's society will look at people like that, or people who, or even like a person who who is a male and feels like he wants to be a female. They will look at that and be like, well, that's weird. That's not, even though that happens, that's, that is not, that's not accepted. And then even still, these transvestites don't do that because of lacking sexual endowment, and they don't do that because of certain issues. They do it because they want to and they feel that way. And also, the transvestites and the people who do that in today's society, they don't take up, they don't do that for those reasons. I mean, they will, I mean, if they become full, if a man becomes full woman, he would, probably maybe act that way, more act like a woman. But you know, I'm trying to compare these two. But I'm trying to compare this certain case that was actually approved in this tribal society versus someone being a transvestite or a crossdresser in today's society, which is here in this tribe that's socially approved of, i.e., normal, whatever, good, as Benedict is saying. While in today's society, it's, you know, most people view that as abnormal or odd or, you know, just different. And it's not like most people do not look at transvestites and are fine with that. They don't look at, well, that's just normal. And I'm gonna look at another case here that Benedict was discussing. Um, okay, this other one had to do with black magic and paranoia. Let me find it. I'm looking for it. Okay. Basically, what that had to do with was, oh, okay. What that mostly had to do, like what that mostly would boil down to, was that like a normal supermarket would not be normal in that society. I can't remember where that was. No, oh, okay, it was in like northwestern Melanesia Island. That's in like a supermarket, normal supermarket or grocery store would not be socially accepted because they were worried about. It was like a paranoid society. It was socially accepted and good and normal to be paranoid. And for one thing, like a family wouldn't share food. They wouldn't share. They wouldn't like. I mean, a family would share food, but they would prevent other people and other neighbors from eating their food. They would just keep their food covered from others, only within their family, and they because they were worried about poison and stuff like that. And, they would just it was paranoia just because they would not they would take food very very seriously, and they like a grocery store would not be socially accepted because they would be worried about other people and other people's possible contamination of that food, whether it be poison or whatever it is. Now look at today's society. In today's society, we have, in today's society, if that was, in today's society, there would be no grocery stores, and there would be like a huge group of businesses would just be gone, and that would just be like a whole way of life. I mean, because a business, was created out of our certain way of life of, going to the grocery store and buying food. That wouldn't be, that's just like, and we have so many grocery stores today, and it's just so common to go to the grocery store and buy food. It's common to go to a restaurant and order food. It's not. It's totally different. And then there, our day-to-day practices are incredibly odd and not and abnormal to them. So I guess, I mean, in all of this, it can be asked: does this prove? Does this help the case for ethical relativism? And I would say that yes, it does. But because normality, the good, and custom, and all that stuff has to do with ethics and morality, because that is what the good is. And a ethical normative theory is created out of what you would normally do, and the top principle, the first principle that moral objectivists will try to create or formulate and apply, that comes from what they think is human nature, or or what they think is custom to more than one culture. And I guess this shows that customs, normality, the good, and all that stuff, or I mean, the good in Benedict's definition is multicultural. It is not multicultural. I mean, it's there's no one concept that is overreaching, that goes over all of them. It's not. It's there is there's one custom. There's one normality